Hello there, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, the former governor of California, and it is fantastic to be here on the Strong Island radio. Strong, it's very strong, it is not weak, even though the show is on every week. This is fantastic show coming up. It is John Santo's The Radio, and here he is, the host of the #1 show on this network on Mondays at 9 o'clock in this time slot, John Santo. Hello and welcome to the radio. My name is John Santo, and this week I have a special guest host. I have with me in the studio
Sue Ellen Ewing.
Sue Ellen Ewing, for all you Dallas fans, but her real name is
Danielle Liebelin.
Danielle
Liebelin. But I want to be Sue Ellen Ewing today.
Sue Ellen Ewing. We were talking about Dallas before the show. Mm-hmm. Now, I remember watching Dallas. I've been to Dallas twice.
Oh, did you go to the house?
I did not go to South Fork. It was a good hour outside the city, I believe.
It wasn't the real house anyway.
That wasn't the real house, right? Now, I did go to the Brady house in California.
Oh.
Twice. The Brady house, now you will attest I'm not looking at notes. The address is 11222 Dilling Street, North Hollywood, right off of Ventura Boulevard where it intersects with the 101 freeway.
How do you know that?
I haven't been to the Brady house since 2008 or 9, roughly. Can you just tell the audience I'm not looking at any notes?
You're absolutely not looking. No, we didn't. We were talking about Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon, another boy.
Yeah, but we were definitely not talking about the Brady Bunch.
Not talking about the Brady Bunch. And off the top of my head, I'm not looking at the phone. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I picked that address right out. So when I was there, it looked nothing like the real house, right? A woman actually lived there, and she put up a fence because people were. Now, I stayed on the street. I didn't go up to the house. I took a picture from the car. I didn't want to intrude on anybody's privacy, but come on, it's the Brady Bunch house. But she put up a fence because idiots were going up to the window and looking in. But this year, they
were selling it, weren't they?
They sold it. Sold for over $2 million.
But it was only a 3-bedroom house.
California real estate is unbelievable. So
what was Alice's last name?
I don't know. That's a good question. So someday when I have like a budget, I'm going to have like a contest or something to do that. Still looking for my first sponsor. Remind me later we have to talk about the cookie factory. Okay. That's important. I don't know Alice's last name, but I do know that the house now does look like the real Brady Bunch house. The home, one of those cable channels renovated it. The actual house. Yes.
So it's the same setup. You walk in, it's the living room, and then the dining room, then the kitchen, and then that den.
Yep.
Exact same
the real
setup.
House.
What did they do with the attic? Because, at the beginning of the series, the attic wasn't really an attic.
But then Greg and Marsha moved up there.
Right. Not together, though.
Not together.
No.
Not together. And they finally put a toilet in. Remember, you never saw a toilet.
Never saw a toilet.
So
I don't remember ever seeing a toilet. What episode was that?
No, you never saw a toilet.
Oh, but you mean in the real
bathroom.
house they had a toilet?
Right, but we never saw, like on TV, they never showed a toilet. The, what was I going to say? There were 2 houses that I always wanted to buy, like if I ever won like the Powerball. One was the Brady Bunch house. The other one, well, I don't know why, I'm weird.
That is weird.
The other one was the Godfather compound in Staten Island, so I could sit there with my dog and go, "You need a favor? I'm happy to do you a favor." I would just sit behind the desk and do favors.
See, and I'm thinking South Fork would be my house.
That would be expensive. All that property?
Hundreds and hundreds of acres.
Hundreds of acres.
Yes.
But you got to know, like, do you know a lot about horses and all that kind of stuff?
If I'm a Ewing, do I have to? Isn't there people that I hire to do
You
that? If
hire
I'm a Ewing.
If you're a Ewing, you hire people. I don't recommend getting a Ewing license plate like they had Ewing 1, Ewing 2. That is like saying kidnap me, I mean,
and they were kidnapped. Actually, Bobby Ewing was kidnapped in the first season.
Right.
In the first season, he got kidnapped.
Okay, so you know like way more and remember way more about Dallas than I do.
I love Dallas.
I can see that.
I'm
You're
a huge
big
Dallas fan. I am.
So was I right before when I said Mary Crosby shot JR?
She did, but that was...
Oh, too soon? Plotline.
No, that was all the way at the beginning of the series, though. Like season 3 or 4. That was the end of that. Who shot JR? But
how many seasons did they make?
Like maybe 13 or 14. I don't know. I'm sure someone's Googling it now to prove me wrong. But
No. This is off the top of your head. There's no wrong. That's close. the stuff that you know off the top of your head, I'm impressed because I
Thank
am a
you.
big movie TV guy. Now, I don't know as much about Dallas as you do, but you are blowing me away with these stats.
I'm in love with Dallas. So the last episode, though, the last scene was Bobby coming back from the airport,
Right.
hearing the gunshot as he runs up the stairs, and he walks into JR's room, and you don't know if JR killed himself or if he just shot the gun. And that's how the whole series ended.
That's how it ended.
Right, but apparently, obviously, he didn't kill himself.
Right.
He just shot the gun.
Who was the girl in the pool?
That was
Mary Crosby,
yes,
right? Okay,
yes.
I don't
Because
remember.
that was the next season how she died.
Right.
And they thought that Cliff had killed
Cliff
her, but
was
he
in the
didn't.
pool and he goes, "She's
Right.
dead, you
bastard." Exactly.
How come I can remember that? And he's at the balcony.
Yes,
with a
looking over
drink.
with a drink in his
right,
hands.
They always had a drink
Yes.
in their hands.
Well, he drank a lot.
Right, but they always had a drink.
Could I just tell you how jealous I am at the fact that I come into my apartment at night and I get a Diet Coke, and I always think to myself, wow, how much more sophisticated I would look if I went to the Rolling Bar
Right.
and I opened a glass of whatever that brown stuff is in those
fancy
Yeah.
crystals.
yes, and had myself a drink. I would
real
feel
drink.
so much more like a grown up.
Even in the James Bond movies. Are you a James
No, we
Bond-
already discussed this. I'm
Well,
a
we
Flash
talked
Gordon
about that.
fan.
Flash Gordon. But
Flash
in the
Gordon.
Bond movies, he'll James Bond will go into the minister's office and they'll have a drink, and I'm like, I don't think intelligence officers drink on the job.
No.
But James Bond movies are I love the Bond pictures, but we won't talk about Bond.
We can talk about him. I just have nothing to say.
Nothing to say about Bond.
No.
Well, we want you to talk. That's why we brought you in. So you're an expert on a lot of '80s movies.
I don't know if you'd say I was an expert, but I will say that
We went scene for scene, Flash Gordon, and you knew everything. I would throw out a line, and you would
I
know
thought,
that.
yeah.
And I used to love the music when they would go wah wah, like that little music thing.
honestly, I think I could watch that movie again and again because there's just something about the music, the colors, was just amazing.
Incredible.
Go Flash, go! I mean, she was really just a star.
So I'm going to say something on the air that we talked about before. I actually almost bought a customized Jets jersey because his name was Flash Gordon, quarterback, New York Jets. And I
So
looked it up
awesome.
online just to see if there was what his number was. And they had, I guess it was a prop, a card, Flash Gordon, number 19. So I, as a joke, because a few years ago the Jets had a high draft pick in football. That's when you pick a player.
I didn't know that the Jets play football.
They play football.
I wasn't sure what they do.
Yeah, so you're not a sports, we already established, not really a sports person. So I said,
Flash Gordon person.
I said with the first pick of the NFL draft, the Jets pick Flash Gordon, quarterback.
New York Jets.
New York Jets. Yeah. His number was 19.
This
Did I say that?
Ming is
A psycho.
This Ming is a psycho. Who said that?
Wah, wah.
It could be the best movie.
How did he learn how to fly those spaceships so fast?
All it is a wave runner. I think
But
it
still
is.
the wave runner.
That's all it really was, right?
Look, they're coming through. I know every line in that movie.
Because it was the best movie out there.
If you grew up in the 80s, that was a pretty cool movie.
The one movie I don't understand that you never saw
Which one?
completed was Dirty Dancing. I am not understanding
Never saw
how
it.
you
Yeah, but
could
you
not
didn't
have seen Dirty Dancing.
You didn't see the best Patrick Swayze movie ever, Point Break.
That's debatable because I think Dirty Dancing could be the best. That's my top. What are your top five? Give me your top five, John.
Top 5 what? 80s
Movies.
movies?
Yeah. No, movies in general. All mine are 80s movies. So what are your top five?
I love so many movies. It's hard to say.
five.
I mean, Top Gun, it's going to be up there. I'm a big aviation
That's
buff. I flew in college and
You love Snoopy, the pilot.
love Snoopy the Pilot. Top Gun was one of my top movies. Do you know movie lines from Top Gun?
I might not as well as I know Dallas and Dirty Dancing and Flash Gordon, but go
Flash
ahead.
Gordon. Well, Flash Gordon is impressive
So good.
because not a lot of people know lines from that movie.
So the reason why I know it so well is because this was 1,000 years ago, and my stepdad had gotten a Betamax from work,
Betamax.
and one of the the beta tapes was Flash Gordon. And we had 3. So I must have seen Flash Gordon, I don't know how many times, because that was the only one we had.
Right. And
So-
Betamax eventually did lose the
Yes.
battle to VHS.
It did, which lost the battle to DVDs.
And then DVDs are gone now. Pretty much everything is streaming.
Yes.
I like to own a copy. Oh, speaking of 80s movies and copies, I don't know. There we go. I think. I don't know. We're having some technology phone issues. Anyway, I like to have a DVD in my hand. We're on.
I don't know.
Oh, what's that? No, that's not that. Let's get that off. Get me off of that. Oh my God, I look terrible. That was in Spaceballs. Why didn't anybody tell me my ass was so big?
How about, did you see the movie with when they shrunk the children? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Of course. I did the ride at Epcot. Not
Really?
the ride, the...
So you saw
the
Honey,
thing.
I Shrunk the Children or
Yeah.
the kids, but you never saw Dirty Dancing.
No, I never saw... Don't judge me. I don't know.
I'm judging you a little bit because I feel like how could you be you and not know Dirty Dancing?
So I need your advice on something. I mentioned Top Gun before.
Okay.
Okay, so in 1986... So I have a long-standing joke about this girl from my typing class from the 80s. I was the only guy in the class. In 1986, I asked the girl from my typing class if she'd like to go see Top Gun with me. She said she'd already seen it. She'll take a rain check. She goes, I'll go with you to the sequel. Now, the sequel comes out next year, June. Do I call her?
If you want those
It's a rain
camouflage curtains that your wife has wrapped
Well-
around your neck and you hanging from
No, but
them,
I told my
call
wife, I
her.
said, but I made that date before I even knew my wife.
Okay, do you want to wear the camouflage
So
curtains?
you don't see it as just a scheduling issue?
I do not see
Okay.
that as a scheduling issue.
Mr. Producer, do you think that to me, a rain check is a rain check, right?
A rain check is a rain check.
Right. So if she said, so if I made a date in 1986, is it my fault that the Paramount took 34 years to make the sequel? What do you think? Should I mean, do I call her or not?
You still even knew you had a rain check 34 years ago?
I remembered, yeah. When the sequel was announced, I said, oh my God, so-and-so said we'll go see the sequel together. Now, if I didn't even know my wife, that's not, right? It's scheduling.
Well, that's true.
See?
I
I think it's scheduling.
I think you're
We're
crazy.
going to do an opinion poll. We're going to put a poll in the field and see what's going on with the. We have some comments about Flash Gordon.
because Will knows that Flash Gordon's awesome.
Oh, I forgot the cameos in Ted.
I will tell you though, he looked old in
Oh.
Ted. I was a little taken back by the way he looked in Ted because
Yes, he was very
I was
old.
like, ooh, that's not my Flash.
That's what stinks about
Yeah, getting old.
We're getting old, right? But I did see a Jennifer Grey movie. She looked amazing in Red Dawn.
Was that after her nose job?
Wait, it was before Dirty Dancing.
Oh, okay.
You never saw
'Cause
Red Dawn?
I never saw Red Dawn, but she looks
85.
so different now with her nose job that
I don't know what she looks like now.
you wouldn't even recognize her.
Leah Thompson and Jennifer Grey in Red Dawn. Damn.
Why do you look so excited right now?
Well, because that was 85.
Do they
That was-
kiss or something?
No,
You're
no. They
looking
fight
really
the Russians.
happy right now.
I like a woman that can handle a bazooka. And wear 80s jackets and have they still look good even in the mountains. They were in the mountains for days without showers and their hair was fantastic.
So one of my most amazing friends, Carol,
Yeah.
she lives 40 minutes from the South Fork Ranch, and she just said that I should come visit.
Where is the ask her where it is. Can you find
Carol,
out where
tell me, where is the
tell
South?
us where it is.
Tell us where it is, please, Carol.
While we await a response from the Dallas metropolitan area, we have a breaking news story. I have to go live to our BBC affiliate.
The problem is I don't know anything about the news, so I'm going to just sit and watch.
That's okay. We're going
Go
to
ahead.
break in live with this news story. So we got word that US F-15s attacked a terrorist site, a retaliatory airstrike in Iraq. We now go live to Brent Nigel, our BBC affiliate. He's in Iraq. Brent, tell us what you know. John and Danielle, we're here in northern Iraq, where the United States has just conducted an airstrike against targets backed Hezbollah rebels backed by the Iranian regime. The F-15 Strike Eagles attacked multiple targets. We spoke to this man that witnessed the jets as they flew overhead. He says the planes came in very low. And he heard the explosions. I said, well, that's typical when bombs go off. There's very loud explosions. He called me an arsehole. He said that that's obvious and he's being redundant. Anyway, before I get my ass kicked, let me send it back to you in the studio. Thank you, Brent. Wasn't that amazing? We have affiliates, Danielle, all over the world.
No, you do, not
I
me.
do.
You do.
Well, you.
I'm just hanging out with you tonight.
You're my
This is your show.
special guest
Star.
co-host.
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 Do I have a shoe allowance? Because
A
you know
shoe
I like to go
allowance?
shopping. So
Okay.
do I get a shoe allowance?
We don't. Well, if we can get a sponsor, a shoe sponsor, who do you like? What shoes?
Gucci's my favorite.
Gucci's?
So Carol says
Oh,
that
what do
it's
we
in
got?
Parker, Texas.
Parker, Texas.
Yes. So let's go take a trip to see Carol.
Let's go down to Texas. Yeehaw!
Let's go see Carol, and then we'll go to Parker, Texas.
I learned how to speak Texan when I was down there.
Go ahead.
I say things like y'all, and when you say howdy, your lips don't move. You just go howdy, howdy.
That's pretty good,
Thank you.
actually.
Watch
Wow.
it, no lips. Howdy.
That's great.
Yeah, it's all diaphragm. I love Texas. Great Tex-Mex down there. These are serious people, the Texans. And you know what they're serious about? Being Texans.
They are. They're so manly. The
They
men
are very manly.
so
down
manly.
there. They're very, howdy, ma'am,
They're just manly. There's something so sexy about them.
in a cowboy hat.
Just their boots and their
The boots,
jeans.
everything.
Just yeah.
So I was at the airport and this woman fell.
Ooh.
Right, she happened to trip. She was running with the bag and she tripped over her own bag and fell. So I helped her up. She's like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "No need to thank me, ma'am. Just doing my job."
I totally see that.
I totally did that.
I totally
I
see that.
love Texas.
I love Texas.
I've
too.
been to where have you been in Texas?
I've been to Houston a few times.
Houston. I was in Houston once. A quick overnight trip. I had to go for a meeting. I was in Austin for a conference, and I've been to Dallas 4 times.
I've never been to Dallas.
Never been to Dallas? So I went to Dealey Plaza where JFK was shot. Now, as a presidential impressionist and to a high school class president, my security detail wasn't too thrilled about me being there. So I could stay limited amounts of time, and then they got me out.
All Will's exes live in Texas. Is that true?
All what?
Will. All his exes live in Texas.
Who's Will? Oh, Will.
Your Will.
My Will. I
Your
love
Will.
Will is so terrific. We love Will. Hold on, my phone keeps going off. I hope I have battery. I better go back into the radio here. I think I lost my connection. I got to see the comments.
You can see them on mine, no? Or they're different?
No, they should. Oh, I should be able to see it there.
Yeah.
So all of Will, you have how many exes do you have, Will? Just write it in the comments, and we'll see how many exes Will has.
The girls in Texas are pretty gorgeous, too, actually.
Oh my God.
They're pretty sensational.
Yeah.
They're like tall and
They're everything.
they're everything. They're the full package.
They are the full package.
I
They can
agree.
ride horses. They can shoot guns.
Yeah. They're pretty
very
cool.
capable.
They're very cool.
They're not like your typical. I don't mean to stereotype anybody, but they're not like your typical. I guess by saying typical, I did stereotype people. They're not like your typical New Yorker. You know who? One of my impressions is from Texas, President Bush.
Go ahead.
And we love Texas. I like the Tex-Mex, and it's good food.
Okay, you guys can't see the face that John's making right now, but it's perfect.
Squinting.
It's a good face.
Thanks. I got a squint. Now, I like that we bomb the terrorists, but there's no O in terrorist. It's pronounced terrorist. That's how you say it in Texas. Terrorist.
You should definitely put that face on.
I wish I'd known we were going to do a Texas episode. I would have got a sponsor from Texas. Like
we just
an oil
need
company.
a sponsor.
The
Ewing Oil.
You and Oil. High five. You and Oil. And what's funny, that was on, what was that on CBS?
I don't know. That was on, and
I
then
think it
Dynasty was on afterwards.
Dynasty. Were you
Knots
a Love
Landing.
Boat Fantasy Island person?
Oh my gosh.
Now that was a night.
Oh my gosh. Okay, can you name their names, their first and last names?
Who?
Everyone on Love Boat.
I know
Julie.
Julie, the cruise director.
What was her last name? Julie what?
Conroy?
No, that's Julie Conroy's the nurse.
Oh, Julie, Julie, what the hell was her name? Oh, Ewing. No, it was Julie
McCoy.
No, it was Captain Steubing.
Right.
Meryl Steubing.
Right.
We have no notes, people.
Doc. What was Doc's last name?
Doc was Doc.
Doc ever have a last name?
Isaac didn't have a last name.
Yes, they did.
How
they
the
did have a
hell
last name.
Did Isaac do every bar on the ship? He was at the pool, the dining room, that little pirate one. He was at every bar on the ship.
That's true.
How?
I don't know.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
No.
I've been on a few cruises. You never see the bartender go to all those places. That's incredible. Dining room, pirate. You know what I'm talking about, right? And the pool.
Right. I know what was the decks?
It was
the
Julie
promenade deck and the
promenade deck and the
aloha deck.
aloha deck. By the way, you never see very rarely see the cruise director at all on a cruise.
How about the doc?
The doc was great.
What was his real name? He had a name. There had to be a
Bernie.
show. Do you know Gilligan's Island?
Of course.
Do you know the professor? They said his name once. His
Yes,
real name.
once.
Yes. Do you know it?
No.
Roy.
Professor Roy?
No, just Roy, not
Oh,
Professor
Roy.
Roy.
Just Roy.
Roy, that was his name. They
That was
said
his
it in
name.
the first, in like the black and white episodes.
Here's the thing about the professor. How come... there's a couple things about Fitness Island that don't make any sense. First of all, what idiot doesn't get a weather report for a 3-hour tour? Right? That means that they're an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. How far could that boat really have gone in 90 minutes?
Well, you know where they were found? On the other side of Hawaii.
Is that where it was?
Yes, they were there the whole time.
I thought they were outside the shipping lanes or
Nope.
some remote. The
Nope.
tiny ship was
Nope.
tossed.
If it
All that
wasn't for the
crap.
coverage, the
Coverage of the Fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. But the professor could make a car out of a palm tree, a stethoscope out of a coconut, but he couldn't fix the hole in the boat.
Exactly. And he also had like a washer. Like, remember when the girls would ride that little bike thing and clean the clothes, and they would
Yep.
make the telephone lines from things that they found?
Now, here's the thing. Mr. Howell brought how much cash?
Like few million.
Right. And Ginger brought all those. There was some kind of drug deal or payoff.
Something was going on
Or
there.
something crooked.
Yes.
Because you don't bring who brings $3 million in cash for a 3-hour tour?
Exactly.
That's $1 million
How
an
come
hour.
him and Lovey never slept in the same bed?
That's very interesting. See, I think there was something there.
Something was
I
going
think
on.
that he was paying off Ginger. There was some kind of prostitutive thing going on. I don't know.
Well,
I shouldn't
Marianne
say.
was with Roy.
Yeah, now that's weird in and of itself.
Right.
She doesn't. I don't see them two together.
I don't see Gilligan. How old was Gilligan then? He looked
Gilligan.
Gilligan. I think they all might have passed away by now.
Are they all, Mr. Producer? Do you think they're all gone?
He's
Bobby
not
knows a
paying
lot of things.
Bobby's not paying attention to us.
Bobby's right there. He's right behind the glass.
You're asking me.
All the cast of Gilligan's Island. No, Dawn Wells is still alive. She got busted for marijuana.
Oh, that's
possession. That's right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Ginger's probably still alive. The
Oh,
professor's
Ginger
dead.
was Ginger. Who was Ginger?
Tina Louise.
Okay, but who was Ginger? Like, what's her star role?
Oh,
J.R. Ewing's secretary.
oh my God! We
Yes!
went full circle in 24 minutes. That's a new radio record.
Yes. Don't you remember she stole the papers? Okay, so she didn't like Pam.
Right.
Okay. And she didn't like Bobby. She didn't like Bobby and Pam.
Right.
And she was having a little thing with Cliff because. Do you remember this? Or are you just looking at me like I'm crazy?
It's
Because
starting to come in.
JR kind of threw money at her because it was her birthday. He forgot her birthday and he threw $100 and like buy yourself something
Right,
something nice.
right.
And she was like annoyed. So she went and slept with Cliff.
A lot of sleeping going on the show.
Cliff is Pam's brother.
Brother, right.
So there was a whole thing about how they found there was a payoff with the senator, and they blamed it on Pam, but it was
How
really
the
her.
hell you remember that kind of detail? You
love
are
that
blowing me
show.
away with this is amazing.
I love that show.
Obviously.
The show is amazing.
You're incredible. I have very few people could recite TV shows. Movies, yes. TV shows extremely rare and that far back.
So I just wrote a pilot for a TV show.
Really?
I did.
What kind of show?
A show on about it's a hour drama, and I just met with an agent on Friday.
Okay.
And I have a lot of work ahead of me, but he wants it, and he wants to show it to Netflix.
Can you tell us anything about it?
It's the only topic I can speak about and actually sound like I know what I'm saying, which is nursing homes. So
Okay.
it is a nursing home series.
Well, you could probably do a nursing home of 80 stars
I
because all
could.
the 80 stars are going to be a nursing home.
Or dead.
Or dead. Like 80 Van Halen is like a 20-year member of AARP. It's depressing.
Oh, that's sad.
These are the coolest
That's
people.
so sad, actually.
The only thing that keeps me young is stand-up comedy. I feel like if I keep doing comedy and having fun, it'll keep me younger, longer. So maybe one day I'll go to Mongo and meet Bing and kick his ass.
No, he's done. Remember
What?
at the end scene when Flash put
Oh,
that
right.
big long,
The big long
thing
thing
went through his body,
right
and he
through.
like fell down, and then the ring lit up again, and
The Ring.
yeah, that was pretty cool. Did you see Max Dugan Returns? Did you ever watch that movie?
Oh, a long time ago. Jason Robards.
Yep, and Jessica
And
Sarah Jessica Parker's
right.
husband.
Yes, the guy.
Yes,
The guy.
Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
War Games. Did you watch War Games?
Are you kidding?
Do you want to play a game?
Professor Falcon, you picked a hell of a day for a visit. The General was the best. The best. I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it'd do any good.
The computer's playing. It doesn't realize that it's not a game. It's playing for real.
I like when he goes, we here at NORAD think that, men, we're tracking a couple of hundred inbound Soviet warheads. We need you to tell us if they impact. Scramble 2 F-16s out of Catalina. I love that movie.
Oh, and then we went down
Big
to like
mistake in that movie.
Was?
He said scramble 2 F-16s. You know what they show?
no.
F-15s.
I was thinking that
I
too. I
was
was 10 years
pissed.
old and I was pissed also.
Yeah, I was pissed.
But you never saw Footloose, right?
Never saw Footloose, but I saw Top Gun 800 times.
You did.
And I saw Kevin Bacon in Apollo 13. Did you see Apollo 13?
I don't believe I did.
Big movie. They'll play it again because the 50th anniversary of the real Apollo 13 next April.
Did you see Sybil?
Nope.
Oh, that was a great movie. People call me Sybil because I have multiple personalities.
Multiple personalities?
Yeah.
Keep this one right for now. This one is good with the TV. Apollo 13 was launched, you ready for this? At 1313, and they entered the moon's gravity on April 13th. It was Apollo 13, and that's when the explosion happened. So me and the number 13, not so much.
Wow.
I'm afraid of 13. Yep.
That's a real fear. It's called like
Triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah, that one. Can you spell it?
Nope. But I can say it.
Yeah, I couldn't say it.
I think I got it right. Some jerk will comment that, oh, you said it wrong. Let's see. This is an amazing episode. I had no idea that you were this, like you are a level 10 on the TV knowledge scale.
I really just know 80s stuff. I don't know much more than
Well, that was the best decade for movies, music, and clothes.
Wait, we didn't talk about Fantasy Island.
And music. Oh, Fantasy Island. So you had the Love Boat, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, Fantasy Island.
Right.
Why didn't everybody in the island know the schedule of that flight? Why did they have to send Tattoo up to ring the bell? The plane.
Well, how about the fact that I thought it was a good show, and then as I got older, I realized it was kind of scary because
Very scary when Roddy McDowell played the devil.
it turns out that you don't want your fantasy. Like, it took me a long time to realize that all these people thought they wanted this fantasy,
Right.
and then they got it, and they were like, I don't really want it, and they appreciate what they had before.
You know what my fantasy is? When I go to Marshall's and I find a good pair of shoes, they have my size.
That's
Like
exactly
a really
what I was
cheap
thinking.
pair of shoes. That's my fantasy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
That's my fantasy. And also, when I go to Burger King at noon, I want the ketchup to be full. So my fries don't get cold. I'm waiting for them to scramble to fill the ketchup thing.
You're a Burger King fan?
I've had it. I just use Burger King as an
Pepsi. Is it
example.
Pepsi or Coke at Burger King? Because I'm a
Coke.
McDonald's fan because Coke, Diet Coke at McDonald's could be the best thing ever.
Diet Coke at McDonald's?
Yeah, they have like the best ratio between syrup and carbonation. I don't know. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just saying like it is.
So I had Diet Coke from Mexico at a place called I Am Nacho Mama in Hicksville. Fantastic Mexican food. The best Mexican food. The burritos are huge. And they have terrific nachos. Well, it's I Am Nacho Mama. I had the burrito and I had a little side of nachos. And they have Mexican-made Coke.
So it's not Diet Coke. You're talking about Cola.
Both. They had everything.
No, because Coke is the name of the brand. You're talking about Cola.
Coke is the flagship. Coca-Cola is the flagship.
Right, so you had a
Then all
Diet
the other-
Cola.
Diet Coca-Cola.
You didn't have Coca-Cola. You
No, it
had
was
Cola. Like RC Cola. You had some crappy Cola.
No, it was Diet Coke from Mexico. I would never drink
Diet
RC
Cola.
Never.
You would drink. How about CNC
Did you
Cola?
ever see All in the Family when he goes, you can't tell the difference between Coke, Pepsi, and Royal Crown? It was a meathead. And he goes, he takes 3 sips, Coke, Pepsi, Royal Crown, and he got it right. He knew it.
I don't remember that one, and I really liked All in the Family.
So I did a thing on Facebook. I
He's
have one for
going
you,
in
one
his
for
bag
Bobby.
right now,
My
so I'm a
bag.
little nervous.
There's a cookie outlet in Hicksville that makes these. The Rainbow Cookies.
Rainbow cookies could be
one
my
for
favorite
you
thing in the
and
world.
one for
Thank
Mr.
you.
Producer.
Mr. Producer?
The Rainbow
Wow.
Cookie. So let me tell you about this cookie outlet. I hope to get.
Could I try it?
Of course, you can eat it right on the air.
Oh, good cookie.
These I get from the Cookie Factory Outlet. They're in Hicksville on West John Street. And this is how they make their rainbow cookie. This is the only way, when I'm president, there's going to be regulations on snow caps and on cookies.
Wait, what about snow caps?
All right, so with the snow caps, let me ask you this. You know a lot of things.
Not really.
If you see nonpareil, is that how you say it? Nonpareil?
Yeah.
Or nonpareil?
I never understood it should be Perel, but whatever.
Pareil, right. Nonpareil.
It's not Perel.
But it's a Perel.
It's so weird.
It is weird. But those,
Uh-huh.
right? If you see white nonpareils or you see rainbow-colored nonpareils,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything significant to you about the difference in color?
No, it's the difference in size.
Size.
Because the rainbow ones are usually bigger.
They could be. No, I've seen rainbow and white same size.
Oh, I haven't. seen
Yes,
that.
big and small, and I've seen snow caps. I've never seen rainbow the size of snow caps. So the
Right.
original snow cap that's the size.
And if you mix them into your popcorn when you go to the movies, it is
That's what I do.
Fantastic.
I put a little bit in my
Uh-huh.
mouth,
No.
and then the popcorn, and you mix it all together.
right. So you ask them to layer it, and you put like Milk Duds, and then you put M&Ms, and then you also put snow caps, and then you put the popcorn in. You never know what you're putting in. You're getting when you go put your hands in it, and it is like the most sensational party treat at the movies.
Our phone is going to be off the hook with men wanting to date you.
Because I like to eat rainbow
Because
cookies
that's
and
the way
candy.
you eat popcorn. That's the way you do it with the snow cap. Very few people do that.
It's funny that you say that. I went to a matchmaker on Friday in the
You're not
city.
going to have to. You're going to get 100 phone calls right now.
Oh, cool.
So the differences between the two colored nonpareils. You ready?
Nothing.
No, there is.
Okay,
They're
go
different.
ahead.
There's a huge difference.
Go ahead.
The white are dark chocolate, and the rainbow are milk chocolate. Yes.
Wow.
Krish's, which is over there, not that it matters because we're on the radio, nobody can see me pointing anyway. They make them, they're $12.99 a pound, but they're worth it. They make white nonpareils in dark and rainbow milk. That's how you tell the difference.
Is there a difference between colored sprinkles and chocolate sprinkles?
I can't speak to that. But with the nonpareils, that's how you distinguish. If you see rainbow, that's supposed to always be milk chocolate, and the white is always supposed to be dark because the original snow cap is white with dark chocolate.
And again, mix it with your popcorn, and it's just a sensational treat.
Now, if you're going to sneak the nonpareils into the movie theater, take them out of the box, put them in a Ziploc bag. One, that's a noise suppressor, so they can't catch you. Two, I always lose them as I'm pouring them out.
I know, but you can't mix it well. Like, you literally need to say to the girl, please give me half of the popcorn. And then you pour in your stuff. You can't pour any stuff out of your
pour it
zipper.
into the popcorn?
Yes!
Oh, no, I do two
No!
handed and mix it in the mouth.
Oh, no. It's like a little surprise. You never know what you're going to get.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's
It's
I
heaven.
didn't hear that.
It's definitely
Okay.
heaven.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
Definitely during a scary movie also. It's like really good because, I don't know, something about the scary movie.
So with the scary movies, like the horror movies or whatever,
Mm.
I can't stand how stupid the people are. If I was in a movie like that, because I see a lot of Schwarzenegger movies,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, hey, ski mask asshole. And I'd take the biggest gun and shoot him 100 times. And I'm not dropping the gun. I'm going to make sure he's dead. I'm going to shoot him up bigly. And I'm going to keep switching the ammunition and say, hasta la vista.
But that's not like the scary movies, though, that I like. I like the scary movies like Mama. Did you see Mama?
Never saw it.
Oh, it was so good. It was so scary. Or like The Conjuring.
Nope, never saw that.
No? How could you
No.
not see these movies?
I don't like the scary movies.
You get scared.
I get scared.
I'm sorry.
I one time fell asleep and I woke up during the Dracula movie with Gary. What's his name? Not Gary. Gary. The guy from the Batman. He played the
I don't watch
Batman.
those
You don't watch
movies.
the Batman.
I don't watch the Batman. I'm a Flash Gordon serious fan, and like I just don't divert from him.
What was the guy, Gary? I can't believe it. Anyway, he was really scared. So I wake up, right? I'm like, and the guy's shaving, and you see like the finger touch him on the shoulder, the decrepit, like my hands, because I can't keep my hands moist in the winter. The decrepit
hate that
hand
word.
taps him on the.
Don't say that word.
Oh, sorry.
It's a horrible word.
Okay, I'm sorry. How do you say a scary hand? Like
The word with the M I don't like.
What do they say? Moist.
Oh, I don't like that word. That's the word you can't say.
What? Why?
It's a horrible word. Just a horrible word. I don't know.
The
It's a
M
horrible
word?
Yeah, please don't say the
Okay,
M word.
I don't know.
No.
So I can say decrepit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the decrepit hand taps him on the shoulder, and then he turns around and the guy's on the other side of the room. Because it was like that freaky thing, and I wake up to this, and it's very scary. Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman. Did somebody say, what's this? Conjuring is a legit scary movie. I ever yelled that, holy Jesus Christ. Will's awesome.
Will's right, though. It is legit, and it was amazing.
Will brings up a great point. I
And
wanna
the
ask you
house. Wait,
about.
let me just
What?
tell you,
Oh.
Will, just so you know, you can actually go visit the house in January. Somebody bought it, and you can actually sleep there, I believe. And it's somewhere on my Facebook page about the details and how they're coming out. Pretty exciting. Sleep in the Conjuring house.
So have you ever yelled out at a movie screen? Like in the movie theater, because Will said he yelled out in the movie. Have you ever yelled out?
Yeah,
in a movie?
like Rocky. I remember yelling that I wanted Rocky to win at the end.
Okay.
And
You like the Rocky movies?
I only liked the first two.
Which two?
The first two.
1 and 2?
That's it. With Cuff and Link.
Why not 3 with Clubber Lang?
I wasn't so big on the Mr. T.
Why not 3 with Clubber Lang?
I felt like it was
I
getting old.
pity the fool. I was great in that movie. That led to the 18.
It did lead to the 18. You're right.
Well, why didn't you like 3? 3 was like the best. And then in 4, I become like a diplomat.
I didn't totally lost it after 3.
If I could change, you could change. We all could change. Okay, so she didn't like only 1 and 2.
I only liked 1 and 2.
Do me a favor. Win.
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 What are we waiting for? We gotta get to the gym.
I bet he's not alive anymore.
No, he died in 3.
Oh, that's true. He did die.
Mickey!
Yeah. What else?
So have you? So I yelled out at the movies once. I was watching. Did you ever see Gravity with Sandra Bullock?
I didn't, but I love her.
I love Sandra Bullock.
If I can be a movie star, I'd be her.
So she was. Well, I probably shouldn't give it away.
No, I'm not going to watch it. Don't worry.
Okay, so when she was re-entering the Earth's atmosphere, I'm like, you gotta turn the heat shield around. You gotta turn the heat shield. So I did yell out to the movie.
Do you know what movie I'd like to watch?
What?
So Sue Ellen Ewing. Don't laugh. When she at the last
I told you
season,
we're gonna have no problem filling the out.
So Sue Ellen Ewing on the last season of Dallas was so mad at JR that she was so wealthy from her lingerie company that she bought and sold.
Right.
She ended up making a movie about the Ewings.
Okay.
I kind of want to watch that movie.
So you know what would have been? Do you remember the show from the '80s, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous with
A
Robin
little
Leach?
bit.
Hello,
Yeah.
I'm your host, Robin Leach.
Yes.
Welcome to Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. They
Yes.
should have done like a Dallas. We're here at South Fork. You'll marvel at the big acreage.
Okay, so here's the thing. So if this matchmaker can find me a Ewing to marry,
A Ewing?
I'd be a really happy girl.
Because of the money?
No, it's those glasses
It's
when they
the-
walk in the house
Oh,
and they
with
have
the
that
drink.
drink on the
With the
rolling bar is just amazing to me.
Daddy, Bobby, fix me a drink.
Right.
They always had the drink.
Right.
Always the drink.
I'm opening up the Diet Coke can out of the refrigerator. I want one of those nice crystal glasses with some brown something in it and drinking that. Of course, there was a lot of other things that went on. That was a lot of cheating, a lot of alcoholism.
There was a lot of
There's a lot of stuff.
Deep.
A lot of
we
killing.
were little kids then. This was
know.
deep for us.
Yeah, but it's on Apple TV, so you can watch it.
Now, are you a Star Wars? Not a Star Wars.
Flash Gordon is as far out of the universe as I'm going to get.
That's it. That's your
Go,
science
Flash,
fiction.
go!
What? Now, why that movie and not other science fiction
I
movies?
already
What
told
was it about
you
that? No,
about
no,
the Betamax and my dad coming home with the Betamax.
No, but why that? Yeah, but why that?
Because that's the only tape he had.
Oh, okay. But did you like other? Was there anything else about the? Like, what did you like about the movie besides the music? The music was incredible. Flash.
Okay, it was Queen. I mean, how could
Queen.
how could it not be incredible?
You know what's funny? I saw Bohemian Rhapsody. They didn't have the Flash Gordon song in there.
I was a little irritated at myself.
Well, how could you not have the Flash Gordon
I was
song?
a little upset about that also. But I love Radio Gaga when he plays it at Live Aid. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
that was
fantastic.
cool.
I don't understand why we have to play the song. Everybody's going to be there.
That was a little too awesome. I got a little annoyed with that
I
guy's
love
teeth
your
after a while.
faces. His teeth.
I'm doing the
What did he
cheating.
put in his mouth?
I don't
Did he
know.
put like a thing in his mouth to make it
If
big like that?
Elton's going to be there, we have to be there. We just have to be.
Everybody's playing. I remember Live Aid when it happened.
Okay, so do I.
So I will tell you a funny story.
Go ahead.
I did a comedy show. I did a headline The Little Room at Governor's at I think it was an 8:00 show, and then I headlined the 10:30 show same day out at McGuire's in Bohemia on Black Friday the year before last. So I kind of felt like Phil Collins when he played Wembley Stadium and then concorded to Philadelphia. I Honda accorded from one to the other, but it was kind of cool because I played 2 shows in one day in 2 different cities.
Did you feel like a star, a superstar?
A little bit, yeah.
I
It
have a
was
great
nice.
idea.
What?
You should autograph something special to you and send it out to people for money.
Well, it's funny you say that. So, somebody asked me one time for my autograph, and I signed it very nicely. John Santo. I took my time to write it out nicely. She goes, "Thank you for taking the time to write it out so nicely." I said, "Ma'am, I am asked for my autograph so infrequently that I wanted to kind of make it last." So, somebody asked me how many times I've been asked for my autograph. It happens so little that I'm always worried it's my wife serving me with divorce papers to a process server. Like, "Oh, here's sign this."
No, but I think you should
You're
sign her.
subpoenaed.
You should sign her. You should sign her curtains.
I am going to, so if she ever gets rid of those hideous 1970s third world paramilitary camouflage curtains, I am going to cut them into swatches,
Yes.
put them on plaques, autograph them, and sell them for hundreds of dollars.
That'd be
At
great.
least. With a certificate
who's
of
gonna buy them?
ugly
They're ugly.
authenticity. I don't know, people, now they have kind of a cult following.
Listen, I know about your wife's curtains, so yeah, she
They
definitely has
are-
a following.
They are so hideous.
Everyone should go to John Santo's Facebook page and look at his wife's beautiful curtains.
You never saw Red Dawn.
I did not.
You didn't. So I did a scene where the 2 Cuban invaders that invaded this town in the Midwest, they go, "Colonel, we're out of camouflage. Go to John Santos' house. His wife has those ugly curtains. Use that."
Did you see 16 Candles?
Of course.
Okay, did you see the picture of Boy George in her bedroom upstairs?
Yes.
I had that same picture.
You had the same picture?
I had the same, and I had her bedspread.
The Donga no longer need drink. The Donga need food. Who could? What's happening? Hot stuff.
That was
Who
the
could
best
forget
line.
16 Candles?
That was the best line.
Great movie.
Fantastic.
The
movie.
Donger made that movie, right? Without that movie, without the
got-
Donger, it's a different movie.
See, I'm not loving. I don't think he made the movie.
You don't think the
he
Donger?
you think he made the movie?
Grandpa car, big lake. Swish, swish. You don't think the Donger made the movie?
I think he was good. I don't know if he made.
Well, what
the
else is there
movie.
without the Donger? That was a huge part of that movie. Oh, come on, wait. The whole movie at the end.
I don't know. Jake Ryan is pretty much
Samantha-
the goddamn movie.
Samantha not here. She wanted to get married. 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 Jeez. Married. That was the best. That's like a monumental scene.
And I think the end is the best when Jake is standing
Oh,
next
yeah,
to the
with
red
the thing,
Porsche.
with the
And she's there. She's
Porsche.
like, "Oh, me, you're here for me." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you."
Yeah,
And then
you.
she says to the dad, "That's the guy."
That's the guy.
Yeah, like that. That was the best part of the movie.
That
for
was
me.
interesting, yeah.
I would like to talk about the best part of Dirty Dancing, but you never saw
You
it.
can talk about it.
No,
you,
I can't
you
talk about it.
educate
There's
me.
nothing to talk about if you didn't see it.
Well, you can educate me. You can talk about it.
We'll talk about it. You're going to watch it, then we'll have a
And then
discussion
we'll have you
about
back and we'll have
a
another
discussion
episode.
about Dirty Dancing.
So then you have to see a movie too. If I have to see Dirty Dancing, you got to see a
what?
movie. I don't know.
Let it be a movie I already saw. Go ahead.
No, it has to be a movie you didn't see, so you could talk about it. You got to see Point Break. That's a Patrick Swayze movie. It's the least.
Okay.
Did you ever see Roadhouse?
Yeah, no.
Mr. Producer, what am I going to do with her?
You never saw Footloose, so you should stop talking.
Yeah, but Footloose was a.
I bet there's more
girly
people who have
movie.
seen Footloose than have seen whatever.
I
Roadhouse
saw
you
Kevin
said.
Bacon in Apollo 13, and I saw Kenny Loggins in Top Gun while he did the soundtrack.
Oh.
You saw Top Gun, right?
Everyone has seen Top Gun. Mr. Producer, have you seen Top Gun?
Yes, of course I have.
Your ego's writing checks your body can't cash. What was the name of the girl that he did the...
The blonde?
No, the one that he hit on. You did a flyby over 2 air-controlled towers and 1 admiral's daughter. What was the daughter's name?
I don't remember.
Penny Benjamin? And you, asshole, you're lucky to be here. Thank you, sir. Great movie. I know every line in Top Gun. Every line. Throw a line out, I know the next line.
I can't do that with that movie. We could do this with Dallas, though, if you want.
I couldn't do it.
Oh.
So I would have to see a movie is 2 hours. The Dallas, we're talking. You know why you're so impressive? Dallas was how many seasons?
I don't know. I think 14 or 15.
You're pulling stuff out from a 13-year run.
It was really good.
That's incredible.
It was good. It was a great show.
Did you watch Hawaii Five-0 as a kid?
No. I watched Heart to Heart. My mom used to watch Heart to Heart.
When they met, it was murder.
That was a great show. I don't understand why they
How
never had
am
kids.
I pulling stuff out from 82 right off the top of my head? There were no notes here, people.
No, there are no
None.
notes. We didn't even know we were going to talk about this.
We
What
had
about
no
different
idea.
strokes? Can we talk about different strokes?
What you talking about, Will? Of course I saw
Exactly.
different strokes. You were issued it if you grew up.
Well, which housekeeper did you like the best?
Mrs. Garrett, because she
Yeah.
went on to the Facts of Life.
That's true.
There's
Take
a
the
place
good.
you got.
I
And
didn't like the Facts of Life though when they moved
When they
into
got
like
that fancy- yeah,
and that's
they
when
did.
whatchamacallit first came into play. That guy, what's his name?
Who? The guy. Oh, him.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah.
Blair and
Warner.
Joe.
Blair Warner.
Blair Warner and Joe
Pahowski or something like that.
Oh, the Polish name, right? Pakowski.
Something like that. Tootie Ramsey.
Jeez,
And
believe this?
Mindy, no, not Mindy.
Mindy Cohn.
No, that was her real name.
Oh,
Her-
right.
What was her?
Natalie Portman.
No.
See how I get the
She
wrong
could
name?
not be further
No,
from Natalie
no,
Portman. She was definitely not Natalie Portman.
What else? What other cool things were there from the 80s?
Silver
besides
Spoons?
Silver Spoons, yeah. Rick Schroeder. Ricky,
Rick Schroeder.
whatever.
Doogie Howser.
Doogie Howser. That was 90s, wasn't it? Doesn't matter. We
Maybe.
can still talk about it.
If you want, we're
This is
staying-
so much fun,
We're staying
reminiscing.
with the 80s.
No, we could go
I
into
got
the
one.
90s. What? Well, you got one? Tell us. Mr.
One of the
Producer.
greatest movies ever.
Go ahead.
Tell us.
The Breakfast Club,
Oh,
Of
yes.
course.
Honestly, definitely.
which I literally cut out of. I was in high school, and I literally cut out of school like 3 times. Me and my friend would just go and see that movie.
It was an amazing movie.
Mr. Producer, who did you identify with in that movie?
Oh boy. Probably Judd Nelson.
I totally see that right now. I was the crazy one. Clearly, I was the crazy one.
Ali Sheedy.
Clearly, that was me.
Who would I identify with? Probably a cross between Emilio Estevez, but Emilio Estevez like 5 years from now. And,
What's a good line from that movie? What was that ruckus? I heard a ruckus. Could you describe this ruckus, please?
that's right. The ruckus.
You know what was so amazing about that movie is that it really took place 90% of it in one room.
Yes.
And it was a fantastic movie.
Fantastic. Was that the one with elephantitis of the nuts?
No. Who has elephantitis of the
the guy
nuts?
who was riding the bicycle, he said he has elephantitis of the nuts.
That was definitely not that
Do not
movie.
recall that.
I think we might have to look at the videotape on that one. I think I might be accurate there, but I'm not sure. What do we got here? Joe Polnicek.
Oh, Joe
Will
Polnicek,
is
I
like
guess.
I'm gonna have Will on the show one
Not
day.
without me. I want to be on when Will's on.
Well, we
Can I be
have
on when Will's on?
we usually only have one guest, special guest call at a time.
I won't be special. That will be special, and I'll just hang out.
So we could, you know what? Maybe I'll make an exception because Will was like rattling off stuff,
We need Will.
and I trust that Will isn't Googling this crap. He's probably
No, Will's not Googling.
Will strikes me as he's like me, like a real hardcore movie buff, TV
I agree.
buff.
Yeah. But
The-
Breakfast Club was a fantastic
The
movie.
Flash Gordon song is going off in my head. Yeah, that was
King
good.
Hero of the Universe. Okay, my voice is
Savior
horrid.
of the universe.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
I should stop eating these rainbow cookies.
That was so. Yeah.
Great movie.
And why wasn't that in the Bohemian Rhapsody? I can't believe that was a big song. Didn't that like really make
I
them
thought it was a great
even
song.
bigger? Like I know they were big before, but that was like a big.
That was big.
That was a big boost, I think, to their
St.
career.
Elmo's Fire. Did you guys watch that?
I don't remember that one.
What? Mr. Producer?
I don't recall. I did see it, but I don't recall it.
I do not recall.
Wait a
St.
second. The
Elmo's Fire.
scene when Demi Moore is like in the room, high on coke, and they're trying to break in, and Rob Lowe tries to break in through the door, and he comes in, and wait, you guys really never saw that movie?
I remember Demi Moore in A Few Good Men.
She was amazing.
It just occurred to me, she outranks you, Danny. That was a great movie. Few Good Men.
Will he'll save every one of us?
Will, I got to get your avails because we got to get you on a future episode
With
Danielle,
Sue Ellen Ewing.
with Sue Ellen Ewing. Bobby, Daddy, would you fix me a drink? I remember she.
JR, how come you don't want to make love to me no more?
I just remembered a pinnacle '80s movie. Pinnacle.
Go ahead.
Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman.
That was a great movie. I don't know if it was
Shame on you.
Pinnacle.
Shame on you,
think
Dr. Brewster.
Mr. Producer, you think that was Pinnacle?
Well, maybe I used the wrong word. What's pinnacle?
was definitely
mean?
not
I don't even know what
Pinnacle.
pinnacle
It was
means.
all right.
It was a preeminent '80s movie.
It was an 80s movie.
My favorite line was like, "I'm on the phone with the coast. New York is a coast too, Michael. New York is a coast."
How about Annie? Did you watch Annie?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
The sun will come out.
When?
But do you remember Tootsie? Shame on you, Dr. Brewster, you macho shithead. That was one of my first impressions.
Your face is perfect
and
when
shame
you do
on
that.
you too, dearie. You macho shithead. Oh, actually, I confused two scenes, but that's okay. My name is not Tootie or Tootsie. It's Dorothy. Capital D-O-R-O-T-H-Y, Dorothy.
You're good.
So if I don't make it and stand up as a man, I'll dress up as a woman.
You'd be an ugly woman.
I would be a very
I'm
ugly
sorry,
woman.
you'd be an ugly lady.
I'd be so ugly. I'd be a hideous woman. The ugliest woman ever.
You're funny.
Plus, I wouldn't want to do the shoes.
Right. Okay, what other movies did we love from the 80s?
What was the other line in that movie in Tootsie? I love this.
Oh, did you watch Eight Is Enough?
Of course.
Good. Name me all the children.
Shit.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Come on.
Dick Van Patten.
No, give me the names of them in the show. Oh, I bet Will can. Will, can you give me the Eight Is Enough?
Good. I had no idea. You know, we didn't even cover any of the topics that I thought because this went off of the TV stuff. Isn't she terrific? There are not. I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for this, but I have found statistically, it's not sexist if it's true. I don't think there are. I got to word this very carefully. A large percentage of women don't tend to not know TV and movie lines to the extent that you know them.
I was a loser in the 80s.
So
I stayed home and watched a
So
lot
it's been
of
my
TV.
experience, and I like when I ask a lot of women, statistically, about maybe 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10 are really into the movie line reciting thing, and do it. That's not sexist because that's my study. Those are actual numbers.
Can we get back to what are the names of the children on 80s
Yeah,
Enough?
I'm trying to
Go ahead.
trying
You're trying to divert. It's not gonna
divert.
work. Come
And we
on.
only have
there
like
was
2 minutes
Nancy,
left.
Mary. Come on.
Nancy, Mary, Peter,
Susan.
Paul, Marie. Peter, Paul, Marie.
Okay, you
Although it
really
was
just don't know them.
Goodfellas.
You really just don't know them.
I do not know the
You
names
are
of those
not
children.
a good 8 Enough person.
And I never.
Do you know the Brady Bunch kids at least?
Of course.
How about the Partridge Family?
Greg, Peter, Bobby, Cindy, Jen, Marcia, Alice.
The dog. What's the dog's name?
Tiger.
What about the cat? The first episode, there was a cat.
There was a cat on the Brady Bunch, Mr.
It was when they were getting married.
How the hell does she know this
Episode
stuff?
1, the pilot. There was a cat. The Brady girls had a cat.
So I'm going to call it. Based on my statistical analysis before. Again, 3 out of 10 women know movie line. You know more about movie lines. Forget the male-female split. You are the top movie line person possibly in the entire country. Doesn't matter demographic. Doesn't matter East Coast, West Coast, male, female, North, South, East, West. Is this incredible? Did I
Again,
pick the right co-host
She's
or what?
good. She's good.
Thank
You know,
you.
there was a
She's fantastic.
a dog in the first episode of Seinfeld, the pilot.
I didn't watch that show.
That's because it
I
was
wasn't a
90s.
Seinfeld. Oh, maybe that's why. I watched The Golden Girls though, and I think that was 90s.
Now, you know what? I pride myself in being a movie line aficionado. I know a lot about it. I am nothing compared to her. She's good. I am resigning my commission.
Did you watch The Golden Girls? Who was your favorite
No, I never
girl?
watched The Golden Girls.
Mr. Producer?
Of course, I've seen.
Who was your favorite Golden Girl?
Um,
Blanche. So funny.
Blanche.
Blanche Devereaux.
I don't think. Honestly, they
was
were
every
all
character.
funny. They were all very unique. I really
They
didn't
were.
have a favorite.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, me too. I like
Hello.
Wonder Woman. I like the theme song for the new one too.
I don't know the theme song from the new one. But Wonder Woman is just badass.
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 I posted it on your page one time.
Because I posted that I loved Wonder Woman, then you posted Wonder Woman.
Yes, I love Wonder Woman.
I love Wonder
And I
Woman.
love
She's hot.
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She's
Did
fantastic.
you love the Wonder Woman back in the day with Linda Carter?
Linda Carter, of course.
When she would look into like an animal's eyes, like
she'd
maybe
know.
maybe like a bear or something, and then he would just calm down, and they would have like this little conversation between the two of them.
Did she do that with Bigfoot?
Maybe she did it with Bigfoot. I remember her doing it with a bunch of animals though.
Here to fight the force of
Do you
evil.
remember the
What?
Bionic Woman and the Bionic Man with the
Please.
Bionic Dog?
Please. Of course. Colonel Steve Austin, astronaut, a man barely alive. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the
Holy
technology
crap.
to make him better, stronger, faster.
And I could see the moon, right?
And Oscar Goldman, no matter where they were, they could be in Washington, they could be storming a military stronghold in the jungle. He'd always have a three-piece suit. Doesn't matter where they are. Oscar Goldman had that little pistol, and he was always in a suit. Remember when the fembots and the whole what? Linda Carter could look at. Oh, well, of course. I mean, come on, Linda Carter. Please.
She's hot, beautiful.
Totally hot. The hottest Wonder Woman.
She was. Who was the hottest Charlie's Angels girl? And I'm talking original, not today's Charlie's
Right.
Angels.
The original,
Jacqueline Smith.
Jacqueline
Oh.
Smith.
No,
by-
Farrah Fawcett.
No, Jacqueline Smith.
You think Jacqueline Smith is prettier than Farrah Fawcett?
By far. 100-mile difference.
Oh, Mr. Producer.
Farrah Fawcett. I had that classic.
No,
poster
I'm
hanging
with
me,
you
it
on
was
that.
Jacqueline Smith, and number 2 would be Farrah Fawcett was my third. Kate Jackson, number 2.
What?
Kate Jackson with that little haircut, I loved her.
I don't know if. Okay.
The only one I didn't
seriously,
like was
you might be
Shelley
the-
Hack.
You might be the only one who thinks Kate Jackson.
We
was
always
the
used to say, "Oh my God, it's a Shelley Hack episode." Well, I loved the Cheryl Ladd one.
Cheryl Latch is
That
adorable.
was Jill Monroe's sister.
Yes.
But my Sabrina Parker
Sabrina Parker.
was it Sabrina Parker? What was Jacqueline Smith's name on it? Sabrina was the
Duncan.
no. That was she was Peter Pan.
Sabrina Duncan.
Was it Sabrina?
I don't know. Will.
What was Jacqueline Smith's name? Oh, Kelly. Kelly. What the hell was her? Oh, you watch Charlie's Angels? I gotta resurrect an impression. Then we have to go. Remember Bosley?
It's time to go.
Remember Bosley? Let me just do
Yeah,
Bosley.
of course.
Drop the gun. How much was the damage to the car? 1,000. How am I gonna explain that to Charlie? Drop the gun. That was Bosley.
It was totally Bosley.
1,000. How am I going to explain that to Charlie? Well, that's it for this episode of the radio. We had the movie TV line. She is the unbelievable queen of all things entertainment.
80s. Only
80s.
80s, because I was a loser.
Danielle.
Sue Ellen Ewing.
Sue Ellen Ewing. And I'm John Santo. Thank you, Bobby, Mr. Producer.
Oh,
That's
Kelly
a wrap.
Garrett. Wait, Will.
Kelly Garrett. That's
Garrett.
it. Kelly Garrett.
Kelly Garrett.
Tune in next week for an all-new episode and drop the gun.
Good night. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, we didn't even do the New Year's episode.